So I moved a 101, the 101 monitor, the 101 speaker, the 101 ZD, and I got them all out of there. We were testing a bunch of radios last night, and we're just kind of finding out which ones like sounded okay, which ones had things wrong with them. And so the 101 ZD has low audio. We already knew that. And then this one here isn't on frequency, and it can't be adjusted, and it slowly creeps pretty close to the frequency, but it's off. So for a solid state radio, it's not right. But anyway, and it's low audio. And we didn't test any of these two down here, the spare 101 and 102. I think they're fine. We tested the hot water 101, and it's putting out a carrier on sideband again. And we tested out the 102, the Malcolmized 102, and it's excellent. We tested out the 901. It's really good until it starts to do something where it sounds like it's FMing. And it's a little bit better with a power microphone. It'll not do it as much, but there's something in it where it just starts to like act like a radio that's starving for power. So we don't know what's wrong with that. And then all the rest of the stuff, so like, I mean, basically 756 Pro, 710, 746. We didn't bother testing those, but I mean, they're great. So I brought out the 1200 that I bought at the Hamfest, and I put it up here. I brought out the 450. I had it in the truck earlier today. And we're going to do a bunch of comparisons with the audio on all of the solid state radios. And I don't know if I'm going to do that today or later tonight or what, but I'm also going to try and get some other stuff moved around. And I don't want to get rid of my shelf, but like I want to change the type of radios that I have where I can operate them, but if they're hard to reach, then they're not operatable. So for now, I'm going to move some stuff around, and then I want to attack the wall over here and get some of this stuff changed out and put some of the radios that I don't use on a double shelf over here where they can, look pretty as, wall decorations. And then I got the stuff in here, so basically the 101, the spare power supply for small Astron. Nothing in here yet. Got the 101 and the monitor scope. So this is about what you can expect to fit in one of these drawers. So pretty much you could fit probably a lot of modern radios in here. I mean, you could have a whole drawer full of Icom 706s. So, and then we get the other file cabinet over here. Oops. So you got this one, and this one, and this one. And I have my Zygu down on the bottom of that one. So, I love these file cabinets. They're cool. So, if we really seriously did have an EMP blast, this is just as good as anything. So, although if we have an EMP blast, I'm not really worried about getting on the radio. I'm going to be worried about a lot of other stuff. So, I'm just trying to decide what to do with a few things. Like, kind of just want to get rid of a lot of stuff altogether, but like every time I take it to a Hamfest, nobody buys it. So, it ends up not really being worth sitting at a table standing there all day while people look at your stuff and they don't even want to buy the radio for $100. I just think nobody operates these things really anymore, and every time that I operate them, if there's anything whatsoever wrong with them, these people just give me like a hard time. Whine and complain and and we have a pretty good group on the radio for like older stuff. I mean, for the most part. But then like some of the people that have older stuff have moved on to newer radios, and they seem to be the biggest culprits as far as whining and complaining. So like I get on this radio, and this one guy, he was always on Swans all the time, the whine about the hum on it, it sounds terrible. It's got a hum. Then other people say I don't hear the hum, so it depends on how close they are. But you know, it's kind of a pain. And even this radio here, you got to nudge the VFO every once in a while, but it's fairly stable. And then guys like, oh, you're starting to drift, you know, and they don't really like, you know, complain about it, but they're just like always quick to point it out, you know. So, and if I can hear the radio drift, I adjust it. But these guys are so intently paying attention to what's going on. Like, I know when I'm drifting, okay? I can hear it. But how is it that they always seem to hear it before I do? You know? They're just like so, what do you call it? Critical of like, oh, you've drifted 5 hertz. Okay. Live with it. So anyway, I'm going to play around with some of these stuff. And, you know, these radios are cool. The old radios are cool. But, like, I mean, like, if I want to get on the radio and make lots of contacts and stuff, they're really not the one to do it with. And unfortunately, I can't really rag chew on them because of the people whining and complaining. So, I don't know, maybe I need to find a different group of people to talk with.